Hi, guys. So today we're going to be talking about setting, and we're going to review what setting is and how to identify setting in a story and what makes it important. So you're going to follow through these notes, and I'm going to read them out loud to you, and then we'll get on to some activities regarding setting. So setting in a work of fiction includes the time, the place, and sometimes the environmental details of the story. Let's look closer at these three elements of setting. Time. The time might be the past, the present, or the future. It might also be morning, afternoon, or evening. Sometimes the time of a story is quite specific, right down to a calendar date and particular year. Place. The place might be in a particular city, state, or country. The place may even be more specific in a certain type of building, like a school, a restaurant, or an office tower, or in a particular geographic location near the mountains, on the ocean, or in the middle of the desert. Environment. The environment might include details about the surrounding area, including the weather, sunny and hot, cold and rainy, snowy and freezing, or the noise level, loud cheering and booing during a football game, silence and the soft crinkle of pages turning while students take a test. So if we take a look at a piece of text and try to identify time, place, and environment to determine where a setting might be, we can take a look at this one. Wakening just after dawn, Amelia threw back the bed covers and ran to the window. She saw her father was armed with a musket, and her young brother George carried the fife he had so proudly learned to play. For weeks, they had been expecting trouble. She wondered if the British were finally coming to Concord to battle the colonists. So if we take a look at some of the time clues that are in this paragraph, we have several of them. So wakening just after dawn, we learn very early on that it is very early in the morning in this particular story. Another time clue that we are given is the reference to a musket. A musket was a form of a rifle or a gun used from the 1300s through the late 1700s. So then we can make an inference based on that piece of information that Amelia lived sometime in the past. And we are also given the information that the Battle of Concord is going to begin. So those who have already studied this part in social studies class will know that this was one of the first battles of the American Revolutionary War fought against Britain, and that took place on April 19th, 1775. So those are all of our time clues in this passage. As far as place clues, we are given a very specific place, and that is Concord, a city in what was to become the state of Massachusetts. So we were told specifically where this is taking place. We are also given additional clues about the place. Amelia throwing back her bed covers or her blankets, if you will, and running into the window to see her father and brother preparing for battle. They suggest that this story begins at a private home, which would also be a place. Now we can move on to environmental details. They're very limited here because Amelia's family knew that an attack by British troops is possible, and they are prepared for it. So that is an environmental clue because it is what is happening around the characters, meaning what else is going on. So in conclusion, the setting of the story is early morning on April 19th, 1775, in the private home of a family expecting to do battle with the British Army in Concord, Massachusetts. So when you look at setting, or when you're asked to look at setting in a particular story and answer questions about it, remember to keep these three basic elements in mind: time, place, and environment.